That is a consequential secret. So again, we would encourage you not to necessarily reveal the secret, but to stop doing the behavior that creates the secret, so that if asked, is this happening, you can, with all honesty and clarity in your energy, say, no, it is not happening. It is not something I am doing. In present tense. Now, the other side of the coin of that is those that would be of an intention to reveal the secret. As we have said, in this condition, in this case, the past is the past. It's not about exposing the secret. It's about stopping the behavior that creates the secret. That is more important. Again, it's not about relieving the stress on yourself at the expense of others so that they can feel worse, even though you feel better for having exposed it. It's not about that. And for those who would continue to attempt to expose it, persecution will not be allowed. So when someone may say, is this happening? And you can honestly answer no. But if they then ask, did it happen in the past? Then that persecution, because the past is the past, will actually rebound upon them, so that the effects of the consequential secret will actually then be had by those who are pushing for the revelation of something that no longer exists, by stretching it into the past, by asking, did it happen? So be aware that those who may wish to expose the secret, if the secret is not something that exists in the present behavior, and you have answered no, it is not happening, should they pursue questioning whether it did happen in the past, the idea is to not say anything, but understand that the consequences then shall rebound onto those who are persecuting, those who are pushing for the revelation of something that is no longer happening in your behavior, so that they will be aware that it is not something to force to the surface, because you yourself, by continuing or discontinuing the behavior, will be the determiner of what the effect is upon you. And by discontinuing and allowing yourself to move forward with more clarity, less stress, more relief, more lightness, the weight off your shoulders, the burden no longer being carried by you, can breathe freely, forgive yourself, and move on, knowing that you are moving forward in a lighter energy, that you are preventing your body from experiencing the continuation of the physical neurological stress of carrying the burden of that consequential secret, and be free to know that you are not in any danger of exposure if you stop the behavior. And even from those who may wish to pursue and persecute for things that were done in the past, you will know that the consequence then shall rebound to them and not to you. For it is not about digging up the past. It is about moving forward with better behavior, better clarity, better freedom, better lightness, letting go, but understanding that if you continue the behavior, there will be consequences that you may not prefer. For secrets will come out, because that is the energy of the time. And holding on to it will prevent contact from being experienced by you personally. So clear out your attic, clear out your energy, let go. No more secrets of a consequential nature. And in addition, this extends to society at large. You will start to see synchronistically in your year of 2025, 2026, that the kind of secrets we are talking about will start to come out in different facets of your society. Politically, sociologically, economically, religiously, technologically, more and more secrets will start to be exposed, will start to be revealed, that have been hidden for quite some time. So again, not only to the individuals, but to larger groups who may be holding on to consequential secrets in this manner, allow yourself to stop the behavior that is keeping these secrets from the public, because they will be exposed, and if exposed by the energy that is pushing forward in your evolutionary path, without you stopping the behavior, but forced to expose them, again, the consequences will be something that you do not necessarily prefer, and you may have to exert what you would call damage control to a very great extent, and you may never be able to fully recover. So allow yourself to experience the freedom of stopping the behavior that creates the consequential secrets. Allow yourself to move forward with lightness and freedom, knowing that you will uplift your vibration, uplift your frequency, and that by letting go of these secrets and letting go of the behavior that causes them, you will experience greater rewards in your future, in your new present, to replace the idea of what you thought was so precious. You will be rewarded with the ecstasy that comes with the lightness of being, the higher vibrational frequencies, and the interactive experiences that synchronicity will bring to you with regard to not only contact with extraterrestrial beings, but with spirit and with different factions of your society that will be more capable and more representative of moving forward in positive ways to transform your experience of the world, to allow you to shift and navigate through different versions of Earth in parallel realities to a version that is more in alignment with your soul, your spirit, your higher self, your true self, in beauty, in light, and in love. So fear not the changing of the behaviors, for you will only improve your situation and circumstance, not only personally, but for all involved. No more secrets. We thank you for allowing us to share this idea with you this day of your time. And in return for the gift you are giving us, in allowing us to experience all of you, I ask, in what way may we continue to be of service? Please begin with your questions and comments if you wish.
Deo,
Nania.
we have lots of great questions from our listeners.
All right, but before you ask, we are going to make a comment. Now, we know there are many questions that were asked before our monologue was delivered. So we will reinforce the idea that many of those questions were most likely answered by us in the monologue. Nevertheless, we will address a few things to reinforce the understanding. One major understanding is that we are not talking about the revelation of any particular secrets. We are not talking about confessing any secrets. We are talking about the idea of simply stopping the behavior that is creating the secrets and moving on. The past is the past. We are not talking about revealing things that would cause disruption, revealing things that might make the confessor feel better but would cause disruption and discomfort for others. That's not what we're talking about. There are secrets that can be revealed that would be beneficial to individuals and beneficial for humanity, and revealing those is fine if, in your estimation, it will actually have a positive effect. Or, of course, anyone that certainly chooses to reveal a secret in a manner, in a way, through conversation, through communication that is done positively, that you believe, truly believe, would be of benefit to all concerned without causing emotional disruption in others, then that's your call, as you say. But the idea in general that we were talking about in the monologue of consequential secrets, secrets that, if revealed, would have disruptive consequences, we are not talking about telling your secrets. We are simply talking about making the past, moving on, letting yourself stop the behaviors moving forward that are generating the secret. So, in general, that is the idea of no more secrets. Just change the behavior, move on, be freer so that your vibration becomes clearer, more compatible with the interaction of extraterrestrials in open contact. So, with that clarification, we will address a few things that may be additional to that, but those that have asked the questions in the manner of, do I have to tell everyone everything? The answer is no. We are simply saying stop the behavior that is generating the secret. Please proceed.
Okay. Does the idea of letting go of consequential secrets have to do with being fully authentic? Or is it more about avoiding insistence that others not know about some information?
Yes, it's not about insistence. It is, again, as we have said, about clarifying oneself, moving on, moving forward, changing behaviors if necessary that are generating the consequential secrets, things that you know may be out of integrity, out of alignment with circumstances and situations that you have co-created with others. So again, it's not about the insistence of anything. It's about letting go, being clearer, being free within yourself, letting go of self-judgment, forgiving oneself if necessary, moving forward in a clearer way, in a way that is more commensurate and more aligned with your core frequency that allows you to feel freer and more your true self.
Thank you. Can you discuss the difference between secrets and things like privacy, discretion, and personal boundaries?
Well, as we said in the monologue, it's not about telling things that are, in essence, harmless. Privacy is important for people. Boundaries are important for people on your planet in that way, and those are perfectly acceptable if communicated clearly and benignly. So the idea, again, is this has nothing to do with the consequential secrets that we are talking about.
And then what about negative thoughts, judgments, and reactions?
Well, it's
Should we,
always a good idea to clear oneself of the belief systems that may cause those kinds of negative reactions. But again, this really has nothing to do with the idea of the consequential secrets, except in the idea of changing your behavior, changing your reactions by getting in touch with the belief systems within you that would cause those reactions when they don't necessarily benefit you or allow you to move forward in a clear way. So changing the behavior is the common factor in what you have just relayed to us as a question, but it's not exactly the same thing as we were discussing.
and what really needs to be worked through with others versus what can be handled privately by your letting go of the beliefs or
Well,
associated with
again,
it?
that's up to you if you believe that working things out with others would have great benefit for all, that you can work through it with others together in a positive and constructive and loving way. But again, there is no insistence that you must share or reveal the secrets that have been being generated by behaviors. It is only really primarily about stopping the behaviors that are generating the consequential or negative secrets.
Okay, and what are some things we can change at a collective level to make people feel easier about letting go of consequential secrets?
Well, again, this question is being asked as if there would be repercussions by revealing the secrets. That's not what we're talking about. So the idea is to understand, again, it's all about changing your own behaviors to stop doing the things that are creating the secrets. It's not about the idea of revealing the secrets and then having to deal with repercussions.
Okay, and if the harmful behavior is not ended, does that mean that the secret will be revealed?
It
Does
is
this
quite
mean that
possible. It is quite possible because there is an inertia going towards open contact that, in some sense, if that is your desire to move in that direction, will force certain issues to the surface that then have to be dealt with in order to clear it out. So we are simply giving you the understanding of what to do that is preemptive to the need to have to deal with the revelation and repercussions that might happen if you don't change the behavior now. So, yes, there is an inertia that might force them to the surface and reveal them because, again, things are becoming interconnected more strongly. People will pick up on different kinds of body language and signals that you may not even be aware of that would reveal the idea of the behavior that you're doing, creating the consequential secret. So, because your unconscious mind and subconscious might be driving you with your desire toward open contact, then certain things, if you don't change the behavior now, might force the secret to the surface and force you to change the behavior, but only after certain consequences and repercussions are had, which may not necessarily be the way in which you would wish to do it.
Okay, and does that mean that child sexual abusers will soon be exposed?
A lot of them may be. Again, it depends on the life path and the lessons that need to be learned. But yes, again, many different secrets of that kind of nature that are harmful to others in that sense, being perpetuated by certain behaviors that are negative, that are fearful, that are abusive, may come to the surface. Again, it depends upon the life path and whether or not the intentions of those people who wish to learn certain lessons are fully realized in this particular incarnation.
Okay, and then we have two questions about what they call dangerous secrets. The first one has to do with someone being gay and being in a situation where they'll be disowned by their family if they come out, or they could even be in a country where they could be put to death. How do they deal with that kind of a situation?
Again, no one is saying that you have to reveal the secret. Obviously, if you believe that the revelation of a secret is going to possibly put your life in danger, we are not talking about that.
So they can continue the behavior without feeling that if they want to have contact, that could be, they could be exposed in a situation that would be particularly destructive or dangerous for them.
Yes, they don't have to reveal the secret. However, we would suggest that they allow themselves to follow their passion and their synchronicity in such a manner that it may remove them from the dangerous situation so that they could possibly be comfortable in revealing secrets of that nature in a new environment where their life and their situation would not be put in danger. So it's about changing the environment that you're in to be more vibrationally compatible with being open about those kinds of things. If you are comfortable doing so, then follow the synchronicity that may lead you to those places where you don't have to worry that the revelation of that kind of a secret of your own true nature would actually put you in danger. But in the situation that you may already be in, no, no one is again saying that you actually have to reveal the secret. Again, it's about changing the behavior that is causing the consequential secret that would be truly disruptive to others who are not necessarily themselves negatively oriented. So we are not talking about appeasing people who may have fearful reactions to things. We are simply talking about putting yourself in a situation where you may feel more comfortable allowing such a secret to be known.
Okay, and then another person did something illegal when they were younger and they were never caught, but they seem to carry with them the feeling that this secret's going to be revealed or it's still in their consciousness. What kind of advice can you give them about handling something like that?
Well, since they have, we assume, discontinued the behavior of illegality, the idea of their guilt is simply that they have caught themselves. So, in other words, they are trying to punish themselves when no one exterior to them caught them and punished them. So, they are trying to punish themselves by feeling guilty about it for an extended period of time. But we would say your sentence has been served. You have already been penalized by the fear and the guilt that you've been feeling for so long. So you can release yourself and forgive yourself and be free from the sentence you have imposed upon yourself, as long as you know that doing that illegal behavior no longer serves you. Then you have learned your lesson, and that allows you to, as you say, get out of jail free.
And then would the desire to correctly solve a dark secret be considered selfish if, for example, you were the only one who could do so decades later? It's having to do with, I guess, an ancestral secret. And if the person involved were a family member, could this desire or lack of desire have a negative impact on future generations?
It could, but again, you have to assess for yourself what the value is in revealing that kind of a secret. As we have already said, if this is something that can truly benefit people, it is something that can be revealed in a positive way, a constructive way, so that lessons are learned and people can move on in their lives in a positive way. That's one thing. But again, if you find that the revelation of this secret would actually cause harm to people who, in and of their own selves, have done nothing negative, that's another issue. If you're talking about revealing the behavior of someone that has done something illegal, that's yet again another issue. Because again, if you know something about someone who has committed a crime in your society, then holding on to that information may itself be considered illegal in your society. So you have to weigh all the factors of exactly what the secret is that you're talking about. Since we cannot have an extended conversation with this particular questioner, then it has to be left up to the questioner to evaluate exactly what kind of a secret and what the consequences would be in the revelation of that secret, or whether they can simply move on if they're not the one generating the negative behavior. Negative beliefs work.
And
We
perhaps the
understand
idea,
that it can take some time to learn these things, but practice, practice, practice. But you have to understand the principle clearly enough to use it to your advantage. And one of the principles that's important to understand is when you feel like there's nothing you can do about it, that feeling is the result of a negative belief telling you that there's nothing you can do about it and you buying into it unconsciously.
so in a sense, it's like getting to the point where you don't empower negative beliefs and believe that they're stronger than your positive beliefs.
Because
Or
that's another belief, isn't it?
yes.
There you go.
Okay, the next question is, I'm eager to know who is vocally channeling through me. This individual is saying that, and that they sense the presence of this energy around them all the time. They also wonder if the fatigue they're experiencing is a result of the energy's presence.
If you're not used to higher frequency energies, yes, you can be tired by processing it. We would suggest that for right now, you allow yourself, if you're going to do vocal channeling or something of that nature, automatic writing or what have you, that you simply continue to practice without wondering who it is right now, as long as the information coming through you is positive and constructive, self-empowering for others and not controlling. Don't worry about the source right now. Allow yourself to know that your higher mind is involved Spirit guides are involved, your soul family's involved, your angelic beings are involved, your team is involved, your non-physical team is involved in some way, shape, or form. ETs may be involved, extra dimensionals may be involved, elementals may be involved eventually as well. But the idea is to practice getting used to clearing out any negative fear-based beliefs, any erroneous definitions that may be inhibiting your ability to process higher frequency energy and information, and just let it flow through you and don't worry about what's coming out right now or who it is. Those are details that will reveal themselves in time. Again, as long as you feel that the information in some way, shape, or form is beneficial, not controlling, but self-empowering to yourself and others, and giving you an opportunity to grow and learn lessons that are important for you in your life, then just keep practicing.
And our next question is, what does excitement feel like? I've been able to differentiate between anxiety and my neutral excitement through my intentions at the time, but it seems like an unnecessarily long process of elimination. Is this high vibe state of following my excitement supposed to feel neutral, or should it feel, as commonly put, exciting?
It can feel either way. As we have said, even a neutral state is a positive state because it allows you the freedom to make a choice. The idea is, again, to know that acting on your passion doesn't mean you have to be jumping up and down. It can be a state of very calm acceptance and gratitude and appreciation. It can be a very meditative state. It can be a state of contentment, contemplation, many different kinds of experiences. But you just have to know that what you're choosing is truly in alignment with what you prefer, that it represents who you really are. That's really the thing to focus on. Then whatever feeling comes with that will contain whatever energies it needs to contain to bring you awareness of the lessons you need to learn and bring you clarity about what it is you're actually choosing and whether it is in alignment with who you prefer to be.